This is Snap on This. It's episode 33. I'm LaurenWhatevs, your host, here with my usual co-hosts. How was your week in Snap? And keep it snappy. Ree.
Hey, okay. Let me try and get breathy here, because we're trying to be a bit more ASMR-y. Today's one of my better health weeks, so a bit more like lo-fi than synth pop or whatever. But this week, actually, amazingly, I've been playing since the very day of Snap's public release into the App Store. And in all that time, I have not missed more, I think, than like 2 consecutive days off. And I decided this week to take a break for a while. It makes me, it's just like, it is time. It's like I've played pretty much every day for a very long time. And I still love like the game and everything, but it's just like, the meta. And I've just been like juggling some bowling balls. It's not like a lot of things, but it's like some bigger things. And I'm just never been much of a juggler, more of a like sequential, soft, sedate tosser of balls.
I feel that.
Singularly.
You're like the ball return thing that spits out one ball at a time.
Correct. Yes. So it's been a good time to just, you know what, like just take a break. And I'm honestly really sad that it's on like Captain Carter week, because I love Captain Carter. Like, because when you think about like, right, wanting to lay down your burdens, it's like you want to do it under the, the strong, unbreakable dome of the captain's shield, held by the strong, soft but strong arm of Peggy Carter.
She really does walk that line.
Right? Taller and braver and stronger and more beautiful than I could ever wish to be. And it's like, it's like when you get tired of trying to be brave and courageous and you just want to be like a little bit in distress, and protected.
Yeah, save me, Peggy.
It's like,
for real.
Right? That's the way to still do it and like still have feminism. So that's where we at. But anyway, I was like stoked. I know I gave her 2 stars, but it's like in a way that makes me more excited, because I'm like, maybe fewer people would be playing with her. I mean, maybe I was wrong about the 2 stars, but like, and it's just like, I knew I was going to go into that meta, and it was just going to be like mirrors and more like bullseye bullshit. And like, I just was like, no.
You're not wrong.
No, I'm out.
That's what I hear.
So, I've decided to just let it go. I've been trying to like get in and get, because like I bought the gold pass. So like, I've been collecting that and stuff, but I'm waiting for the game to entice me back until I have. So it almost did today, because I was like, okay, but what if I put Captain Carter in this, and then I do this, and that could be fun. But like, it's got to try a little harder to win me back, to be honest. So probably this podcast will do it. Honestly, we'll probably talk about it. But take a break for a couple of days. So it's good for all of us sometimes.
Yeah,
I know
really
the world the world tells us that we need to go build our own factories, to create our own machines, to 3D print our own bootstraps, to, pull ourselves up and forever be, the strongest statue that will crumble into Ozymandias. But, it's okay to need support. If you needed to hear that out there every once in a while.
Everybody does.
Yeah. With that, let's switch it on here. I'll give Lauren a break. Let's switch it on over to our other regular co-host, Benjamin How was your week in Snap? Keep it as snappy as you'd like to. We're chill here.
Okay. All right. Since we're so chill, I might keep it snappy. I don't know if I would go so far as to say that I'll endeavor to do so. That sounds like some try-hard stuff. And we're a Chill Vibes podcast this week. So, all right. Let's talk about my week in Snap. At whatever level of briskness I'm feeling. Honestly, listener, I encourage you to manipulate the playback setting. If you want to take it down to 0.75, really just stretch things out. That's fine. Okay, so in my weekend snap, step into my Sephora as I welcome you to a surprise edition of Cosmetics Corner. That's right. I managed to split a White Crackle ink split on Ravona. That's my first ink split since Mastery. I also happen to have made my first gold split since Mastery, albeit with a banana flare, a combination that I like to call a Grod split. Other than that,
I like it.
Other than that, I sure have been playing a lot of the Bazaar. Started playing the Bazaar. I mean, I've been playing some Snap. I have dabbled with Peggy and all that, but there's not much to say. I don't have very strong opinions about the meta, not because I haven't been playing any Snap, but I have been playing some Snap, but it's mostly been against the robots. That's right. It's Terminator, Rise of the Machines. Oh my goodness. All these bots. I mean, it's been this way for the past several seasons, but dang, it's just so many.
I've had
the
bot
Bazaar
luck too.
card game?
What was that?
Yeah, I want to hear about the Bazaar in a second, but I was just going to say, I've also had bot luck, and I've seen some people saying, once they get to the 80s, they're not seeing bots at all. And I'm like, I had a lot of bots all the way through the 90s.
Yeah, that's sometimes been my experience. Last season, I was facing about half bots, it felt like all the way. And I haven't gotten into the 80s yet. I'm at 77 or 78 or something, so...
Anyway, I think something's wrong with bots. They say nothing changed, but it's just too weird.
Wait, you haven't seen any bots, or you've seen lots of bots saying?
I've seen lots of bots, personally.
Oh, that sounds great, though.
I also saw tons, all the way to 100. Right. But I've seen people saying they haven't seen any.
Yeah, well, they're sending them all to me.
Have you not heard the song "Coin-Operated Boy"?
I love that song.
Amanda Palmer.
But
give me a bot. Feed me cubes all day long. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
It's just
I want to hear.
Oh yeah, tons. Well, I've been playing against tons of bots, and it's not as much fun as playing against humans. That's all I'll say. Sure, you can win most of the time against them, or win enough of the time against them, and it does give me an opportunity to play some silly decks like the Peggy Carter deck that I will tell you about later. But I just don't like playing bots as much as playing against humans. Honestly, even playing against the ghosts of humans. Segue. Boom. That's right. I'm talking about the Bazaar, a game that sure, you'll have some PvE encounters, but most of the encounters that really matter, the ones that will lose you out of the game, get you knocked out of a Bazaar run, are against humans. All right, let me tell you what the Bazaar is all about, because I did not know what the Bazaar was all about because I refused to watch video content. I only listen with my earballs. So the Bazaar, here's what's up with it. It's asynchronous PvP Slay the Spire with auto combat that is akin to a deeper Hearthstone Battlegrounds, or perhaps a more streamlined Backpack Battles. It's purely horizontal. Items come in small, medium, or large, taking up either 1 or 3 units of space. You start with 4 units of space. As you scale upwards, it caps out at 10. There are many hours of fun to be had with just the starter character alone. She's great. She's cool. Her quips are garbage. The writing in this game is not very funny.
It's not the selling point.
Yeah, I gotta say. Anywho, but she's a fun character to play, and it's free to play friendly enough that I unlocked a second character without making any purchases, and I am on track to unlock a third. However, I guess I'll get to that part in a second. There is a however on this purchasing a second character thing. Okay, my biggest complaint with the Bazaar is that it seems awfully horny for capitalism, even among games in this genre. All these resource management games, sometimes it just seems like, are you? I don't know. Sometimes it seems like they might be fetishizing capitalism or savagely indicting it, and you can't really tell. But anywho, with this game, they just seem horny for it. It's baked into the fluff and the gameplay. Another thing, I also predict that the monetization will get greedier pretty quick. but that's actually like a separate concern from the in-game horniness for capitalism. Anyway, about that monetization, I was about to purchase my first character after the starter character, and then I went to bed, and then I woke up and it cost 100 currencies more than it did. It went up from 500 to 600. So like, I don't know. Start playing soon. Unlock stuff now. I don't know. It's like I'm having so much fun playing it. It's like that Snap honeymoon phase. I don't know if y'all remember when you started playing Snap, but you just wanted to like learn all the stuff and see all the things and just like experience it all and like, you know, Ludovico, your eyes open and just like snap until you drap, you know? So that's what I've been doing with the Bazaar a little bit. Anywho, I recommend giving it a go while it's still super fun and not shitty. Honestly, I'm enjoying it enough that like I could see myself sticking around and tolerating some amount of enshittification down the road. But like this seems like the best time to play this game. There will never be a time to play the Bazaar that is as good as right now. Yeah, there are 4 characters and they're all interesting and fun. And I can't wait to unlock the other 2. Yeah. Them's my early Bazaar thoughts. Any questions?
Okay, this is
or
more
things
about
that reminded
bots,
you of?
But yes, because you were like, hey, remember when Snap was new and you were super excited? And I was like, hey, remember when I didn't know what bots were before I learned? Because before I even got and was reading stuff about it, you ran into bots, right? And I didn't know there were bots. And me and my friend who played, who very quickly ceased to play and is what drove my my quest, like a small peasant from a tiny village out into the, you know, ending up in the big Snap city, becoming a podcaster herself. Anyway, okay. So I was just talking to my one friend. We're trying to figure out, like, who are these people that are so easy to beat? How are they so bad at the game? And we're like, is it like just during certain times? And I'm like, oh, one day I called him like, oh, he's so dumb. It's children, obviously. It's just children playing the game. That's why they're so dumb. And then like months later, it's like, oh, it's like bot, and it's like I don't know how that had never occurred to me, but it was literally the water cooler. Well, you know, the small talk of me and my friends. It was like, who are these people who are so bad at Snap?
At the time, I totally did not realize I was playing bots, and you do until like what, rank 40 or something is your first human match.
I believe so.
It's a good way to get people into the game, honestly. Let them teach it. Let them feel smart. Like I watched my child start the game after I knew this, and I was not about to tell her that, you know, that you know, she's feeling so good about all of her wins, and I'm like, I'm not going to tell you you're beating bots.
Oh, I feel bad. I was like, oh no, you don't understand. I'm a pro card gamer. Like I've even played Android Netrunner. So like, sorry if you thought like I wasn't going to pick this up and just be good at it. Sorry, you ran into me, and here I was being condescending to a fucking toaster. I deserve it. Still do. All right.
I knew they were bots because I'd been playing a lot of Fortnite around the time that I started playing Marvel Snap. So I was like bots are just so universal in you know, casual Fortnite matches that like I knew that like I was being fed bots because that's what they do in Fortnite all the time.
I had the same experience with Fortnite. My fiance tried it for the first time and got, you know, Battle Royale on her first time and felt so awesome. And I was like, I'm not going to tell you that you just beat 99 bots.
Oh, but you know, I also, while I'm still in my weekend Snap, I too have been, even before my attention was divided with the Bazaar, I've been playing that game for like less than a week. Oh my gosh, I could talk about it for a long time. I've been mainlining it hard. Anyway, but what I was gonna say is like, yeah, I've been skipping some weekend missions lately. Can't be bothered to play Agamotto. He's not bad like some people seem to think, but like he's not my cup of tea. And I just I don't need the 150 gold that bad that I'm gonna be playing cards I don't like. Like it's just not my life. Nope. There's as I've mentioned a couple times now, there is but a finite amount of benjaminroller to go around. Gotta save it for the good stuff. Yeah. All right. Go off, Lauren.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, I've taken breaks from Snap too. I've never taken like a full day off, but like, when I'm breaking from Snap, it's like I'm playing once a day, knocking out 6 missions, and then I'm done. That sort of thing. I've probably missed a weekend mission or two. A few missions on rollover, like, getting new missions when I'm already at 6 has probably happened a few times. But mostly I am like, totally hooked in, and it's like that's what they want. That's why it's designed like this. It has so much of that like mobile, free to game, free to play DNA in it. It's of course like psychologically what they want you to do. They want you to feel hooked and like you can't stop it. And that's why I think like, whether it's just not a fun meta or you're getting tilted easily or whatever's going on, like I think taking a step back is great. And it doesn't mean that you don't like the game. It just means you're taking some control. This past Conquest was the first one that I did not get the Conquest variant, and I didn't even realize that until the season rolled over, and I was like, I also
missed Debris. Yep.
Yeah, and I'm like, that was one I might have actually used, but
it was a good one too.
You missed the Debris variant? Oh, I did get that. Oh, okay. Yeah. I got it for us.
Now that I've missed one, I'm like, well, I'll only go for the ones I really like, I guess. Anyway, my week was Snap Packs. We got, and we'll talk about them a little bit more later, but we got announcement of the new game economy coming, and of course, it's kind of my shtick, whether I like it or not, I like it. That's what I've ended up, making like the main thing I write about on Snap Zone or on Twitter is economy stuff with the game. And so, yeah, I did like a big deep dive on comparing spotlights to Snap Packs and seeing what we think about them so far. There's a lot we don't know, like the prices of them. But I predicted them, and I predicted what the goodies are in Snap Packs and all that. Like, go read my article on Snap Zone if you're interested. It's good. That was my main.
Yes, that yes, I agree. Read it.
We'll say we all.
I appreciate it. It's a little lengthy, as my articles tend to be. Quite frankly, if I had more time, it might be shorter. But like, I already put tons of hours into this. Like, you, the reader, can spend.
That's Lauren's. Like, that's what Lauren does. Is she works for 50 hours and writes 10 million words, and then with whatever time she has left, she shortens as much as possible.
Yep, I'm a sculptor. So anyway, it came in just under 5,000 words. But if you read it, it'll save you time when my ultimate article comes out later, covering everything about them once we have more details. The other thing is,
I meant that in a good way. If it wasn't clear, Lauren, you're always an A+. Okay,
I know I can be very wordy, but I think most of my stuff is good. I hit InfiNOT. I wasn't really planning on rushing it, but I was just having an easy climb. I was using standard ongoing stuff up to like 95, and then when things started to slow down, I switched to negative and had a super quick finish. And I want to be like sensitive to the fact that not everybody has that experience, whether it is you don't have enough time to play the game or you aren't having the bot luck that I'm having. Like, I'm seeing friends who are stuck in the 80s, and I feel for them. Like, I've had those seasons where you're plateauing and things are going slow and you're not facing any bots, and it's like, what's going on? Or I've even seen some people say that they're facing more challenging bots, and I'm like, every single bot that I played through the game, they could have won and they didn't. Anyway, should we talk about this week's cards?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'm a big fan of. I like both of them. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I need some apology for Goliath. But we'll start off with Captain Carter, our season pass card, 4/3, ongoing. Add this card's power to your back row cards here. Doesn't add to itself. We all got her.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts?
She works.
Yeah.
She does what she says she does. I know that there's been much discussion around the community, that echoes have reached me that some people are disappointed that she doesn't work with Cap's shield that Sam Wilson has. She doesn't work with it. Oh, come on. That card is very good. Captain Carter goes very well with Sam Wilson. It doesn't matter that like you can't get the buff from moving the shield. Being able to move the shield, like moving the shield is independently a very good thing to do with Captain Carter, even though she doesn't get +2 power when it moves to her location. But like moving it away from her location, ooh, that's what's up. Ooh, moving it onto her location, and like, yeah, I've had some games where like it looks like, oh, she's in the back row, you're not optimizing that Captain Carter, but then like, oh, you scoot it, and then she works with Cap's shield. Okay, that's all I'm saying about that.
Well, yeah, that's all I really want to do with her is put her with, Captain America, Sam Wilson, and Captain America, Steve Rogers. So they call him be like, thank you, Captain. No, you, Captain. No, you first, Captain. Because that's what I'll say to myself when I play them. It'd be fun.
Pretty flavorful.
Right, but then, it'll work out.
Do you want to hear
about
a
lot of ongoing in there?
Deck?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Is it interesting?
One. Yeah, it's got both of the new cards in it. And it's moderately interesting. It started out a little less interesting. The first version of this deck had like Squirrel Girl and Blue Marble in it. And, that version of the deck worked just fine. Again, like, it's hard to tell what's good because I'm just facing a lot of bots and then like some humans, and it's fine. So the deck, I called it Goliath Online. It's a really shallow StarCraft cut. That's what Goliaths say. They say Goliath Online. Anyway, it's got Howard the Duck. Originally, I had Ant-Man here, but I decided I wanted to get a little wild with it, right? Like if you're playing against bots, you might as well, right? Have some fun, live a little. Howard the Duck, Zabu, Goliath, Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, Sam Wilson, Captain America, Mr. Fantastic, Captain America, that is the Steve Rogers traditional recipe. Then we got Captain Carter, the least traditional recipe, almost otherworldly even. Then we got Iron Lad, you know the one. Then I got Wiccan up in here. I had Jubilee for a minute because I was trying to figure out ways to like make that cute with Captain Carter. Because like it seems like couldn't Jubilee be cute with Captain Carter? Throw two things into the back row.
Card to the board.
The thing is, Jubilee is just like, I wish she was better. She's a fun character that has a card that I don't get to play very much. But anywho, instead I've got Wiccan. I've got Wiccan in the spot where Jubilee used to live. I've played a couple games with it so far, and it feels right. It feels good. It feels fun. Then I got Iron Man. I got Spectrum. Those are the 12 cards. Howard, Zabu, Goliath, Hawkeye, Sam, Fantastic, Steve, Peggy, Iron Lad, Wiccan, Iron Man, Spectrum. That's 12.
Yeah, I would say that is a unique take on a Spectrum deck. Mine was, I did make my own, but it was much less interesting.
Well,
yeah,
I've seen a lot of mixed takes on Peggy. In fact, mostly negative ones. And I think the problem is we've just had a streak from October to February. We're all very, very strong game defining, like meta defining season pass cards. Mm-hmm. Agamotto was good too, but not on the level of the previous 5. And I don't know. I think I don't know that every season pass card needs to be meta defining.
Yeah, I think it would be better if they weren't.
Yeah, I think I want to see more that are niche good instead of generically good, and a little targeted. And I think Captain Carter delivers there. She kind of does exactly what I expected. The 4 is a little awkward, but if you buff her, she gives out a lot of power.
Mm-hmm. It's it's not hard to do, like between locations that give power and like just, your Steves and your Galactas and your whatevers that like might just give her 2 or 3, here that like that's 6 or 9 as it actually, manifests at the end.
Yeah, Galacta with her has been my favorite so far as buffing her. I also have really enjoyed move cards because you get to do that surprise element where you're rearranging like, oh, this is actually, she's actually in the front row, and then I'm going to move in something afterwards, and that's going to take the back row power. I think it's worth noting real quick, she can be in the back row, she just only buffs the other card.
One card, yeah.
And that is still worth doing sometimes.
A lot of the time.
Yeah.
Well, especially if it's like Iron Man or something. I guess maybe not a lot of the time, like all the time, but like maybe depending on your deck a lot of the time.
I mean, you're doubling like the Galacta buff or the Elsa buff, or like there are definitely use cases for it.
I still haven't tried her in Surfer, but I really want to. I just haven't. I would like to test it against humans, preferably. So probably wait till I hit it.
I've seen a lot of takes that like, oh, she would be way better at 3, but
she'd be busted at 3.
Yeah, I mean, you can make her like 3-2 or something, but you can't do that because of Surfer, right? And
but also it makes it easier to get her into the front row. And like, if it were easier to get her into the front row, she'd be a problem. I like that she's at 4, where it's just painful enough, just awkward enough.
If you're gonna get her on 3, you have to pay for it. You have to do a Psylocke or a Zabu or whatever. I guess that's it. Those 2. Goliath, 2/1 ongoing, +1 power for each other ongoing card you have in play. I got him with 1 key, and then I spent 3 more keys because I really wanted the new Gwenpool.
Oh, I wanted to, but I didn't spend extra for her.
Well, I had the best of all worlds and had a 4-key week in pursuit of Goliath, and I got the Gwenpool, and she's great. I already had the ink split unlocked, so that's happened to her. I took out all the wonderful color, just ruining cards left and right.
Why would you do that to that beautiful Goody Hiru art? It's okay.
There's going to be a lot of good Gwenpools, though. Like I love this one.
I'm surprised there's not more. While we're speaking of Gwenpool, just real quick, I wanted to highlight. I saw somebody talking about trying to come up with a name for Gwenpool, Kahori, and Galacta, and somebody started with Powerpuff Girls, and then somebody's like the Powerbuff Girls, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's too good.
That's
the Powerpuff
amazing.
Girls, right? They all buff
good.
power, like that's what they do. So anyway, those are the Powerpuff Girls, and I love those cards, and I'm very excited for Kahori. Ree, did you get Goliath?
Oh, they have a pet cat. All right. Yes, I did. 2 keys for me. Like I said, I haven't even played them yet because I know it's just going to be like ongoing mirrors and fucking Super Scroll and Enchantress and Rogue, and I couldn't get myself to do it. But I kind of want to. It really makes me want to see if I can like make a Ravonna non-negative deck, which I think I've already talked about. That's where I'm going to start with him.
That's what I've been playing him in.
Yeah? Oh, really? Did you? Do tell.
Ravonna, Goliath, Iron Man, Mystique. Like, there's enough cards there to,
Yeah.
Is there anybody else?
Yeah.
I mean, 1/1 Goliath is fine. And the other thing that's fun is you have Moonstone in there. And then you can Moonstone, Fantastic is also a Ravonna target. And then if you Moonstone Ravonna, they all get cheaper. Like, it's been good and fun.
You do get a vulnerable column if you don't have a Cosmo to put there. If they can just like Enchantress your whole.
Yeah, you need like a Cosmo or Goliath or Jug, or like you need something to protect against Enchantress. These decks are very vulnerable.
Lauren, you had a thing you were going to say. Was that the thing you were going to say?
I wanted to credit
the thing I was going to say.
I wanted to credit Powerpuff Girls to Rez Snapper and I think one of his viewers, because I think he's a listener, and so I don't just want to brush past that. Sorry, Rez.
Oh, good. Yeah, we have the best listeners. I'm not surprised that our listeners come up with they coin the best terms. Yeah, of course.
So distinguished.
The Powerpuff Girls, brought to you by Rez Snapper. There you go.
Rez Snapper is a good egg.
Yeah, we can go on and talk about Goliath again.
Okay, one thing about Goliath, I have had this thought that sometimes intruded into my mind that like, is this just one of those goddamn Doom 2099 cards? Is this just going to go in Doom 2099? And Safety Blade says yes. He says that deck is very good. Okay. Just wanted to get that out of the way. And now I will banish it once again from my mind because I've got Doom 2099 pinned in my shop because like I was tempted to try my own hand at that idea, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't think I'm going to the dark side just yet. I got better things to do.
Is the dark side? Is there a lot of 99 in the meta right now?
No,
is it like in the Battlelands?
once once you're trouble, like I didn't like the design of the card like before it came out, and then like the stuff it did I didn't like, you know, like I haven't liked the role that it has played, but also I'm like sort of conceptually opposed to it because Doom 2099 is Doctor Doom, and I hate that symbiote Spider-Man shit when they, you know, give you the same character over and over.
We'll get to talk about that more later.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, we will. Ooh, baby. So yeah, I've always I've been rooting against Doom 2099 since I read that his name was in the data mines, and I remembered the thing from the Spider-Man Ultimate Guide that I used for Spider-Lore from 2004. It's coming back, folks. You haven't heard the last of it. Okay. I need to give Goliath a small apology. I went hard on him. I put him 5th out of 6 cards for the season. Rocks. He's a small scaler.
And certainly some of that is my subjective. I don't like boring cards. Like, he's like a speed, like good, but not very fun.
Aww.
Here's the thing. I think all 6 cards this season are good. 5th and 6th place, Goliath and Infinity Ultron. I still think they're down there, but I think they're good cards, even though they're down there. But here's the thing. I put Goliath low because he's so narrow, right? He's either going in Spectrum or Doom 2099, which is often also Spectrum. And that's it. He needs to have a ton of ongoing cards to be worth playing. And he's very good in that. He is best in slot, but that's a narrow spot. And this is where the small apology comes in, because mostly I think I put him in the right place. But the question was, is he good enough to elevate ongoing decks, Spectrum decks, to like A tier, right? To be like meta level. And I think he's slightly better at that than I expected. But still, mostly, I think, like, you know, Enchantress eats that deck alive.
Yeah, I think Spectrum is not... I think that Spectrum is sometimes the problem with Spectrum decks. Like, it's just not a good enough reward for the, you know, the commitment.
I've seen people starting to cut her. Yeah.
But this is part of what I like about Goliath is he's starting to differentiate. Ongoing decks used to mean Spectrum decks, like pretty much, you know, like that was what an ongoing deck was. But now because we have Moonstone and Captain Card, it's starting to mean that you can, like, you know, Sam Wilson, you can get some different angles in an ongoing deck that isn't necessarily a Spectrum deck.
Yeah, you can pursue different rewards.
That's good for ongoing as a genre, as an archetype.
I agree. There should be more than one way.
Yeah, I always love them kind of like expanding archetypes into sub-genres.
There's another Skywalker. Okay.
It's always good. Spotlight friends this week, Cersei and Gwenpool. Cersei is one of my favorite cards in the game, although I don't think that is widely held that she's a very good card. And
she's great. Like, she generates like a lot of value. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I think Cersei's great. You
are rolling the dice, which is uncomfortable, right? Every now and then I'm playing a Cersei, and
it's uncomfortable, but like you're just going to be getting so far ahead if you're like, you know, transforming the void or whatever, you know, evolving things. It's good in Hearthstone. It's good here. That's what I say.
I win a lot of lanes by transforming magic and void, basically. Like, she's a great card, and she's extremely fun. She, I think, is my favorite card in the game as far as... Sorry, she's my second. She's the card I think is most fun. Not Valkyrie. Valkyrie is actually not. Legion is number 1. I think Legion is just the most fun card. Like, when you pull off a Legion scam.
You feel so good.
Rolling a dice with Cersei and getting big hits and surprising somebody with all of a sudden you went plus 25 power. Like, love that.
Making bad lane good lane. Yeah, I like that.
Love that. And you know, that it is very Valkish and Cannonballish, which are also cards that I love. Gwenpool's just universally good. Like, if you missed her, this is a good week to go in on.
Champion of the 5-cost cards.
I know. I say I don't like big cards, but there's 3 big... 4 with Legion. A bunch of 5 swingy 5s that I love.
It's okay to like big cards. Not
5s can be interesting. It's worth noting most of those 5s I like to play out in the last turn, so I don't know. Maybe a setup 5 is what I don't like. Okay.
Yeah, 5s on 5s. Not good. 5s on 5? I don't know.
5s on 5, yeah. There's some of them that are like Sarah, Jane. Those are fine. Blue Marvel sometimes. But yeah, they're sometimes. Generally I don't like a 5 on 5. They lose a lot of surprise. They lose all their surprise. Okay. Snap packs, the new economy system. I don't know how much you two want to talk about this, but essentially,
I'd love to hear it from you.
Okay. I mean, most of the stuff's in the article. Go read my article. But
read Lauren's article.
Everywhere they are in the entire game, keys are being replaced by 3,000 tokens. That's albums, that's the collection track that's in your collection. If you've got a hoard of keys, congratulations, you now have a giant hoard of tokens. Everything's going to the token shop. And you can buy cards at discount in exchange for... You have to roll the dice. You don't get to choose which card you get. You choose out of a pack, and then you'll get one of those cards and a couple random goodies for a discounted price. I expect like the Series 5 price to be in the 5,000 to 5,500 range. You know, so we're talking about like a 1/12 to 1/6 discount. If you're somebody who keeps up with like your collection, then I think it's great. Like you just get cheaper cards by buying packs. And I think it's also really good.
The shop will still be there with the
yeah, you could just buy the new card outright.
Yeah, or the random
with
like
the rolling one. Yeah, that you can pin and all that. Yeah. So,
all of the token related things that are current, like all the ways you can buy cards with tokens right now, you can still buy cards with tokens like once snap packs are introduced.
Yeah. So I think for a lot of players, it's good. I think for veteran players, it's good. Like worst case scenario, if you hate the RNG of a snap pack, you could still just buy every new release app that you're interested in at full price. And now it costs 2 keys on average instead of 2.5 keys on average, which is the average on a 1 target spotlight week, right? But like this is where I worry about snap packs breaking down is like spotlights are extremely generous on 2 and 3 target weeks. And they talk about how they're trying to make it easier for new players and returning players, but I'm like, I would be really surprised if snap packs can compete with the 3 target, you know, with the price. A new player, almost every single key they spend gets them a new card.
Yeah.
I really doubt that they're going to get Series 5 cards down to 3,000 tokens, you know?
But if you're also, you know, it takes a while to accumulate keys. And I mean, right, aren't they offering the older the cards get, like the cheaper the packs are? Like they're separating out, right? Even into like newer.
There's 2 tiers. There's like this season and the previous season, or 2 seasons back for Series 4. And then everything older is in an even cheaper pack.
So that sounds a little better for returning players. I really like this one, and I'm hoping this will actually... I feel like the Spotlight variants, one, while disappointing us all, when they started, it was like, yeah, Spotlight variants, they're so good. Devolved into where it's just like a joke that it's like, how... this is like what you consider... It's just like, yeah, whatever they can pull together, which means they can't get, which means they're not releasing more into the general, more getting locked into these special things because they already need them for bundles. They need them for all this. So when they need them for spotlights, it's like more that are just more expensive variants now, like, and they won't be around again for a while. So it's like, this should free them up to like, you know, for us all to be able to get more variants separately from being mixed in with the card acquisition system. And I'm fine. Like I said, I was getting very close to collection complete. And then like Spotlights actually kind of wrecked that. And since I'm fine getting random ones for a cheaper cost, like this is a win for me. I like it. I was excited about Spotlights, but they couldn't fulfill their promise. Like, right? Part of it was the guarantee that Spotlights were going to be worthwhile and not just what they could manage to pull together in time, you know?
There's kind of this like trade-off on agency where it's like with Spotlights, if you roll the 4th slot, it's completely random. You have no agency on that at all. And then like if you're pulling from a snap pack, you get to choose which pack you're pulling from, but that might have, depending on how big your collection is, that might have 10 cards, 20 cards. Maybe it only has 3. Like you still get the discount even if you're only missing 1 card.
Exactly which cards might be in your snap pack. Like
tap on the pack.
Specific to your collection. Like you need to be able to see exactly what you might get out of it.
Yeah, I'm really hoping they do that.
Like, think I don't have an older one and then click it.
Don't make me go to some like third-party website to like do a little checklist. Don't make me Yeah.
But like, this mushes the randomization factor down because I am now the only co-host who's never rolled a card from spotlights. I've opened plenty of weeks. I've never once. I've always, gotten the tokens, formerly other stuff like variants and whatever. But, and now it's like you're guaranteed something. So it takes that like it lowers the high end of luck range, but it brings up the bottom. And as a bit of a bottom feeder myself, lower that floor. I got to tank it,
I agree.
As we say in MMOs.
Yeah, I think decreased variance is a good thing. Like, we talk about the averages for spotlights, but like the players who are on the extreme of bad spotlight luck, it's really far off from the average. Yeah.
I had a very long stretch of bad luck in like late 2023 into early 2024. And it just it was just week after week of 4 keys. And I had to skip so many cards.
Yeah, you can just go bankrupt super fast. And then you're skipping for weeks on end until you have enough keys to feel confident, to safely be rolling again.
Right. One other bonus out of this for me is I know part of it and what part of people are worried. Because it's like, yes, I do think this is more cards faster. And the flip side is they're planning on releasing, they've already started releasing even more cards. And I get that means it does make it harder to get collection complete. And some people care more about being collection complete than they care about the size of the card pool. Like they'd rather it stayed small if it meant that they could own all of the things and have more things they might not have, even if they overall have more cards. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. The difference to them isn't like not the actual number of cards I have, but the number of cards I could have in comparison to the number of cards I could have, is what it is for a lot of people. But I like this too because the more cards, I'm hoping it helps the big problem I have with getting tired of mirrors and small metas where I'm seeing the same decks. And it's like if there's just a ton of cards getting thrown in all the time, maybe that will help with that. You know what I mean?
I just wonder if they can be trusted to implement that. Like, do you think like we've already seen how buggy things are and like how cards don't always work the way they're supposed to work. And like, do we think that putting out twice as many cards is going to like make them better at putting out cards? Like, are they going to get twice as good at making cards that function correctly? Because I kind of think they probably won't. I kind of think they're going to overwork themselves and spread themselves too thin. And like the cards are...
We give them a monthly allowance. And if they're not spending that to make themselves pretty for us and instead are just giving it to, their corpo Scrooge McDuck daddies to throw in their like shame piles of wealth, then that's their fault. You know what I mean? Like they have enough money. But if they want to make those promises and they're going to fail on them, then that's, that's on them. I'm saying, have some more coders.
I just want the game to work is the thing.
I do worry about
like the game doesn't work very well right now.
I worry about them stressing out their pipelines. I hope some of what we're seeing is like the transition to them like self-publishing or semi-self-publishing, like how much of the stuff they're bringing in-house from Newverse. I hope a lot of what we're seeing is just like that transitional pain versus just like the game's going to be buggy forever.
I hope so.
Yeah, and of course bugs will always exist, but like it needs to not be so miserable. Like, I don't know, every other time I try opening the game, it doesn't open. I have to force close it and try again. It's terrible.
There's just so many publishers that look at games like they're like NPC corpses already to be found. You know what I mean? And looted, and it's like that. It's not dead yet. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, let it live. Okay.
They've said that they want this game to have a 10-year lifespan, like at minimum. I personally believe that the devs at least are like, that is something that they're going for. I think that's something that they want, is for the game to last, to be sustainable.
What'll be sad, I'm sorry, when Snap finally does end, so as someone who has played many card games, and I still have a closet, I still have like Ashes, Rise of the Phoenix, my Android Netrunner cards, and like all kinds of dead card games, it's
Preaching
like I won't have anything of Snap. I have like Keyforge and stuff, and like I won't be able to pull out my variants and reminisce about the times. It'll be sad when Snap shuts down.
A lot of screenshots, I guess.
Yeah.
No, but this is a problem with archiving digital games, right? With single player games, it's already a struggle for that and for changing technology. And games like this that people pour a lot of love into. Look at all the fan art and like zines we've had and a whole community. And it's like, it's just not going to be okay. So it's just kind of devastating that it's like when it's gone, like it will be gone. The variants will be gone. Our splits will be gone.
That's
like
why I
it
don't
won't be
buy them.
like, yeah. You know, but it's like, but life is transient. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
like,
but I still have all my magic cards is the thing, even though I haven't played any in a long time. I can
but
still,
What are they doing for you?
I can still sell them when I'm broke. It's
No, I have my entry never in a card, but do I ever go and pull them out and like look at them and palm through them? No, they're just in my basement somewhere. No, I really don't. I don't have enough time for all of my bullshit now. So like, it's just like, you know, it's, you know, so like there is a thing where it's like, yes, this isn't material and we can't hold on to it, but what really is in this life and beyond our memories.
It's true. We're here for the experience. Most definitely.
Yeah. My beautiful Valk split makes me happy.
Right? And what is that
Every time I
happiness
play
turn into but your memory of it? You know what I mean? Like that's where it's stored, not, you know, in a hard drive. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
So listener, if you haven't read the official blog or my article, at the very end of the article of the official blog, they talked about bringing more cards to the game. As I believe we already briefly discussed. They didn't say how. They didn't say how many. They didn't say what that looks like.
In this case, they ask both how and how many. Okay, sorry. As opposed to when they don't ask how, they ask how many. Okay, go ahead.
So the new Series 4 pack, I think, is the biggest clue here because it contains new Series 4 cards from the current season and the last 2 seasons.
New Series 4 cards?
Yeah. Currently, that would be, well, it would be like first Ghost Rider and then the Sanctum cards. Lafe, Uncle Ben, and Gorgon. 4 cards. That's paltry. 4 cards for a 3-season coverage, and it's pretty unusual that Showdown was an event that gave us 3 cards instead of only 1.
Pretty unprecedented.
They also say that the new Series 4 pack will be refreshed monthly, whereas the new Series 5 pack is refreshed weekly. Like, as soon as the new card gets added, it's in the new Series 5 pack. Which leads me to believe the vast majority of new cards they'll be adding are going to be Series 4 cards that come at the start of the season. That's like, this is me reading the tea leaves.
I think that's a solid inference.
I expect it to be like 4 or 5 cards, and I also expect it to be smaller cards. Like if you look at the event cards that are not named Cassandra Nova, they're niche and small, and I think that's how they're going to be. And so maybe that is part of like not being as big of a lift on the development of the cards, is if they're simpler.
Are we going to finally see Toad and Flatman?
Yeah,
I hope so.
Yo-Yo.
Is
cards
that
have been data mines for forever?
Yep.
J. Jonah Jameson seems like a direct S4
Make
card.
Those emotes ruder.
Except he does seem like a very fun, like April Fool's type card. I don't know. Anyway,
best case scenario, I'm hopeful that all these little cards can just lead to new little synergistic decks, you know, that are just good enough for me. You know me, I'll play a B tier deck to like have some fun, and you know, that's what I want. I love Galacta. I play her all the time, but I hate when one card comes and is the meta for the whole time. I want more things to explore than just the cards you must include, plus, you know, whatever else you can fit them into.
I think they'll add a lot of value as like fleshing out the design space, you know, for some like low-hanging fruit stuff that like, that card probably should exist, but it's hard to exist in the current landscape because it's not flashy enough to sell in a spotlight week.
Yeah, Tombstone is not going to move a lot.
Currently they're doing events for that, but like they can only give away so many cards for free via events. So overall, I think like if they can add some more cards to the game, not a ton, but some more cards to the game, and it means that every card itself is cheaper, so that, you know, the total cost of a 100% collection maybe goes up a little bit, but if you're
Yeah.
okay with being picky and choosy, then you can pay about the same, but end up with more cards overall. I think that's a win for almost everybody. Curious where you two fall on that, like that spectrum that Ree brought up, where it's like, do you care more about having more toys that you like, or do you care more about having as close to 100% collection as possible, missing as few toys as possible?
Ideally, here's how I feel. I feel ideally that everybody should just be able to play all the cards, and really they should just be monetizing cosmetics. Because, as I said, I came to Marvel Snap after going through a little bit of a Fortnite phase, and that game is evil as all hell, but they don't they don't gate the gameplay content. Like, they don't, except for like save the world mode, but who even gives a shit? But like, no, you have all the same tools in the game that everybody else has all the time, and that's just, I don't know. That seems equitable to me. Anywho,
I think it's a very unusual game that can price on cosmetics only.
Maybe. It seems to be working pretty well for them, and I think that cosmetics are already where Marvel Snap is making
game.
Like, Marvel Snap is clearly making most of its money on cosmetics, not progression. I think that's I mean, maybe I'm wrong about that, but that's like my understanding, and it seems like pretty unambiguous to me. But I guess I'm okay with not having every card, although I think I would just like to be able to build any deck that I can think of, and I want that privilege for everyone. Honestly, I don't think that's just a thing that I should have. I think everyone should have it. It's good for the game if everybody can be trying things, and it's like, I don't know, keeps things exciting and people engaged and stuff. But yeah, like I could be okay without having some cards. There are a lot of cards that I like really never play. So like, if I can't have every card, I'm not going to be like too disgruntled. But if I can't have every like card that's relevant to my interests and like, you know, ideas I got cooking and like, you know, hanging out, simmering on the back burner, like there are a lot of things I would like to try outside of the things that I currently play. And so I collect a lot of cards for like whole archetypes that I've never really even touched. I don't know. Point is, I could be like, you know, I can skip some cards and still be happy, but I still want to have like most of the cards and like more cards than I will ever actually play. That's what I think.
Okay. Where I fall on this first is my opinion. To kind of cover the first part of what Ben was saying is I think if you get the season pass, if you are a subscriber to the game, then you should get enough resources to be collection complete. And if they want free to players to not be collection complete, that makes sense to me. But as someone who has played a lot of MMOs and something, I'm used to getting a full game, you know, for something I'm paying an active subscription to basically monthly. So that's where I fall on that. So yes, I do think as someone, you know, who's buying that, I should be collection complete. And like, I think the gold pass should even be separate. That should be just my little cosmetics, you know, extra that I'm paying for. But with this, I always want there to be more toys. That's just the way I view the world. I want there to be more things that exist, even if they're not all for me. Like, that's what I find great about the world. And games is I like exploring them. So I don't need to have everything. I mean, I will in mini games pick up everything until my inventory is full, you know, just in case. You never know. And then you start only picking up the valuables. But like, you know, but yeah, I think more toys equals more fun, especially when, like I said, my frustrations with the game are mostly when it feels like it's gotten very limited and I'm just not seeing a lot of variety in what I'm playing, what I can play, what other people are playing, and then I'm bored. So, thumbs up from me. More toys.
Yeah, more content is good.
I've kind of shifted in my opinion on this. I had a dozen missing cards going into Sanctum Showdown, and hardly any of them were ones I was really missing. And so I was like, oh, well, maybe it's okay for there to be, you know, more toys in the game, and I can be picky and choosy about the ones I skip because...
But you have to?
Okay, so let me say, I agree with you that I would love for free or $10 to get me every single card in the game if the game could be sustainable that way. Big old caveat there.
But look at those bundles. Look at those bundles. Scroll down that shop screen.
I won't lie. So, when I haven't been playing, and I scrolled by something, and I saw this beautiful Cena, and I was like, maybe this would bring me back in. Where is the scene in the shop today? What's up? Should I get in? And I click in, and it's like, here's the web shop bundle for if spent. Yeah, it's the whale track. And I was like, well, this, no Snap, no second dinner. This did not get me to open the game. So yeah, it's a bit of a bummer.
See, all the whaling that happens is for cosmetics, definitely.
Yeah, I think cosmetics are
where
already
the ceiling is.
I'm fine with that. That's what
I think you might be underestimating how many players are spending just enough to stay collection complete, and that is I don't know, $50, $100 a month, something like that. It's a decent amount more than a season pass to do that.
I don't know. I'm missing 3 cards, I believe. Let me double check that.
Yes. Right now. Well, not everybody optimizes as extremely as you do.
Well, maybe they don't.
In some ways, I think that's a big win of Snap Packs, right? If you want to be the min-maxer player, you could just play 2 months behind and get every single card at a big discount. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. I'll probably do some version of that. Yes.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that because I'm missing 5 cards now. I would probably play Speed and Scream a little bit. Maybe Proximate Midnight, I might play a little bit too.
Oh, I want Speed.
Those 3 cards are so great. I like all 3 of those cards.
I know they're good cards, but I don't know how much I would play them. And so I'm sitting here thinking okay, let's say they cost 4,000 tokens each for the older Series 5 cards. It's only going to cost me 20,000 tokens. That's less than 7 keys to get 5 cards. But I don't know what the new card release rate looks like yet. Maybe I want to save those 7 keys for cards I care about more. I still haven't decided if I'm going to do that or not. When Snap Packs launch, I will easily have enough resources to be collection complete on the spot. I just don't know if I care about that.
Yep. It'll be overkill. Yep.
Yeah. But that could the horde could go away really, really quickly if all of a sudden there's a ton more cards coming out every month.
Yeah.
So I'm wary of spending too hard too fast. Anyway, I'm in favor of new toys as long as I can keep up to be meta relevant and stay up with cards that I care about. I'm okay with missing cards every now and then. It's not my favorite thing, but I would rather have more cards that I like in general. I think that's a good thing. And I think it's very good for the game.
I think that more game pieces, especially if they released more game pieces at the same time, I think that would be very healthy. Because I think that this little drip feed, this little trickle of one card every, I hate the rhythm. I hate that cadence. It's just not good.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in the hybrid rhythm that I'm imagining, where it's big burst of cards once a season, also one extra card every week, sometimes 2 because there's an event, and also every other week or so we have an OTA or patch. Not that patches typically bring balance changes anymore. It's there's 3 different cadences that are shaking up the meta.
I could be excited about my new deck that I built with a new card, and then I play against someone and they're also excited about the deck they just built with a new card. And I can't say that about things right now because I would be saying the new card because it's just the one, So if everyone is chasing novelty, there's only one place to, I don't know. Yeah. I think sometimes it would just be better if they released a whole season's worth of cards just at the start of the month. But I know that, they got to keep people coming back. And I understand that there are considerations here, but gosh, I do miss the paper trading card games when the set would come out and, everyone would have a lot of ideas and nobody could be doing all of them at once. Whereas when there's just one new card, y'all see exactly what I'm saying.
I love that dynamic. I love that dynamic where it's at first there's just this extremely fertile ground and so many different ideas can happen. But I think Snap's a smaller game and it can be solved easier. And like, if we get everything at the top of the season, it's going to be so samey by the end of the season. So I kind of like having that weekly churn.
I don't know if I believe in the solvedness as much as some people do. I think that the player count has honestly gotten low enough that I'm less confident that anything is ever solved, really. I don't know.
There's a lot of space that doesn't get explored. I agree with that. But I wonder if having a few more weeks to explore would even help with that.
People are narrow-minded.
Okay, we had a patch this week, which did change some things. They made it so that like next season your rank doesn't decay as much, depending on how like the lower your rank is, the less it decays, which I think is great. Makes it easier for you to actually make like rank progress season over season. Always some small changes in the patches, but really the meat and potatoes of the patch that we're all here for is two seasons out cards are in the data mines. So we're going to talk about those. It's a funny thing, right? Like they don't talk about the data mines until they have been in the season preview video, but the community sure spends a lot of time thinking about them. And I think it's fun to look at these. The season pass card, this is a magical month. The season pass card is Merlin, a 2/3. At the start of each turn, add a wizardly incantation to your hand. Wizardly incantation sounds an awful lot like an arcane art. These are skills. Omniversal Presence, there are 3. Omniversal Presence is a 1-cost skill with on reveal, replace this location with a new one, and give Merlin +2 power. Once in Future is also 1 cost. On reveal, shuffle your lowest power other card here into your deck to get +2 energy next turn. And then Polymorph, also 1 cost. On reveal, transform your lowest power other card here, it's really awkward wording, into one that costs 2 more. Like, I get it, but and I appreciate the clarity, but also wonder if there's a neater way to say that. Anyway, transform your lowest power other card here into one that costs 2 more. It's like a targeted super Cersei. I love Polymorph.
I love it. I'll always play a wizard. I was worried I wasn't born a Skywalker, and in D&D you can always become a wizard through sheer study. Good at that. So, like, this will be fun. Like, putting cards in your hand. I love Nico. I think this will be very fun. I'll have a lot of fun with it.
I like this approach to the wizard casting a bunch of spells more than Agamotto's, right? You don't have to thicken your deck at all. It's low cost. You can save a few of these in your hand and spend them all on the same turn. What's that?
Yeah, this is card generation of like a pretty serious volume. This generates 3 cards, right? Or 4?
1 per turn.
You play it on 2 and then you get Oh,
cool. I see what you're saying. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 4. They could all be the same card, right? But that's it. You get some hidden information. They don't know.
4 cards. That's 4 cards for a 2 cost. That's a lot of card generation.
It is, yeah. And do you have 2 polymorphs
like twice
in your
as
hand?
much as Chief Bishop. for Devil Dinosaur purposes, like this is like kind of a big deal.
Yeah, and some of these are a lot bigger.
Take up space on your board, so you will want to use them potentially for different things, right?
No, but taking up space in your hand, like that.
But like
nobody makes 4 cards. Nobody does. Nick Fury doesn't recruit 4 cards. Nobody.
Moon Girl. I guess Moon Girl can't make more than 3.
No, she can't do 4 cards. She can do 3. This is like the new ceiling for card generation. That's like notable. Okay, I
like it.
Nobody else seems quite as impressed as I am, but that's all right. That's all right.
I'm into the. Sorry, I was thinking about. There's this like subreddit called like wizard posting, and it's like people just pretend they're wizards. It's funny. All right.
It's like role playing.
In a way, it's like memeing, you know?
I see.
You're like, hey, when you're like crystal bar. But it's all about like it's classic wizardry with like beards and like tall
So this
hats.
is kind of like the wizard rap album that the Workaholics guys did. Like in that
I don't know
same
who they are.
like okay.
I'm sorry.
You know.
I'm sorry we don't get your references.
Just you're doing your wizard stuff, as one does.
All right.
All right.
The people who made the Comedy Central series Workaholics also made an album of wizard rap, about like being immortal wizards and the struggle of wizarding and making potions and stuff. It's decent. I don't sign off on all the lyrics. There are a couple things I'd change here or there, but all in all, a fun romp of a funny little rap album.
How do you two feel about... See, I think it's like clear that Omniversal Presence, Scarlet Witch +2 power, good. A 1/2 Scarlet Witch, sort of. Polymorph, like one energy to upgrade a card by 2 cost. Like, more often than not, that's very good.
The one cost on these is stellar. Like, this is just a great card, in my opinion. It's not just going to be fun, it'll be good. Yeah.
Drop like 3 or 4 on a single turn. Get some hidden information. Your opponent doesn't know which cards it's generating.
Well, this worked with Black Swan, too. You know what I mean? It's like, it kind of solves some of those, like, drop a lot of little cards late problems.
Right? Not character. It would be weird if she said character, wouldn't it?
Yeah. This works with Black Swan. I guess we could test that with Agamotto's skill, but I love this with Black Swan, Hitmonkey, Bishop. That's awesome.
She does say cards, not characters. That would be so weird if she said characters.
I want to have a full sorcery deck, like Agamotto, Merlin. I know I get too themey, but like...
Wait till you see these cards coming up. There's a lot of them that are, that have skills.
You're going to have some options.
Okay, but once in future, what do you think about this card? You pay 1 energy, you shuffle the lowest power card here back into your deck to get +2 energy. Like, +2 energy is great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's good.
I'm trying to figure out
getting that rock out of there?
Into your deck. Yeah, but you could just draw it again next turn.
Yeah,
okay,
but
so
like it's gone,
I mean, you want something with an on reveal you love, right? Like that's what you're doing.
Yeah, that's the pro I was thinking of. Is it could let you play the card again, and maybe you like that. Like,
yeah, maybe we want to do like Silver Sable over and over or something cute.
Any card that you're happy to bounce.
Korg, things that annoy your opponent mostly.
Okay.
M'Baku
is an excellent target for once in future.
See, M'Baku is a card that I've literally never played, but I'm very glad he's in my collection because I treasure the right to play M'Baku anytime I want, and one of these days I will.
Okay.
I know, I still haven't.
Clea, a 1/1. After this card permanently gains power, add a Flames of the Faltine to your hand. Flames of the Faltine. And that works whether she's in your hand or in play. She'll generate that for you. So you could use it to Nakia. What else buffs in hand? Gwenpool. Flames of the Faltine is... I don't know if we know the energy cost for it. Go double check that in a second. On reveal, afflict an enemy card here with -2 power. I think it's a 1. This card seems awkward to me.
I agree with you.
Really think so?
Yeah. It's a
this
buff
works when it's in your hand.
Affliction,
She's generating 1/2s. You have to do the work to buff her permanently, and then she
the
gives
1/2 thing.
1/2.
Why do they have to cost? Why can't they be 0/2s?
I think it would be much. Okay, I just verified on SnapFan. It is a 1 cost. So I think.
What?
Yeah, I think they need to be. I mean, even if they were going to be 0, I'd be more interested.
I don't think it's going to stay like this because that card's not good. You're right.
Yeah, it's really awkward.
It's got to go to 0. Like the
that's
spell,
why it's a 1 cost, right? For Clea, because it's just like it's so you have to get so many things in motion. Like right now, you don't put buff stuff with affliction stuff. Yeah.
On the other hand, I'm just like thinking about this and like, I don't know, like how much like, say you make 3 Flames of the Faultine and you play them. I mean, like, that's kind of worth 3 energy, but like, but you have to play Clea to get them. That's they got to be 0. They got to be. There's no way they're making them cost 1. I don't know.
She seems fun. Like, she's something I want to play with, but I think like she's one of those. She's going to be very frustrating to try and deck build with, maybe.
Yeah, I don't. The fact that it works in your hand, maybe you just don't play Clea. She still takes up a deck slot, like you were saying, but maybe you just never play her.
Do you think you play her with Hope Summers and you go nuts?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be like Bishop, Hope Summers, cards that care about you playing cards.
Bishop, yeah.
It's got to be. Yeah, I was thinking about having her on the board, hitting her like 5 times with Kahori. I'm like, okay, great. I have a 5/10 in my hand that takes up 5 spaces. I think, it seems likely that she'll change before final release.
Although,
that's likely for
is
any
she
of
too good
these,
if there's 0? If there's 0, is she too good? Because I think she might be too good if there's 0. Maybe she has to.
If there's 0/1, are they too good?
I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, I think that's the best of that. That feels like the preferred outcome to me. I don't know.
Wait, why do you care what the power is if it's just banished, right? Like
I'm
negative
saying the affliction.
Okay,
it's effectively a 1/2. As long as your opponent doesn't have Luke Cage or Shadow King. All right.
Maybe
Dormammu.
It's okay. I don't know.
Dormammu. This is a super cool card. This is a whole ass quest. 7/10. Game start. Begin a summoning ritual. This is a 3-step skill thing. So the first step of the summoning ritual is a 0 cost. On reveal, merge your highest power destroyed card with Dormammu to continue the ritual. The second step is a 1 cost. On reveal, Dormammu steals 1 power from each other card here to continue the ritual. And then the third step is a 3 cost. On reveal, destroy 2 of your other cards here to summon Dormammu, who at this point has more than 10 power probably. I don't know if it's good, but it's super fun and interesting.
I don't know if it's good, especially because that last one is not a merge.
That last one, what if you're destroying cards that you want to destroy?
No, I'm sure you are destroying cards that you want to destroy. I just wish you also got the power.
I see. But yeah, we could be destroying a Nimrod and I don't know, Bucky or something.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be like, it kind of feels like I think it's probably good, right? Like just that first. I like getting the power back from a destroyed thing. That's like I like the first step of the summoning ritual.
It's a little awkward because what are you destroying? Like, you don't want to destroy Hood. Bucky's only 1 power. You've got to find something that's worth destroying.
But, like, you can get full on into destroy with this. Like, I like it because I've been kind of getting more into destroy as discard's gotten less interesting to me. It's powerful there. And this gives you something different to do. It feels like destroy has been a little bit trapped where your like most interesting thing is like, ooh, I put in Lady Deathstrike instead of Arnim Zola or something. And it's like,
destroy has what, like 2.5 archetypes? It's got Nimrod,
you can put
and Phoenix Force on top of just pure destroy.
Yeah, they're so static, and it's like, so this will give me a chance to shake it up. I'm into it.
I feel like there might be other kinds of destroy that I don't know.
Yeah, how much destroy you playing, Ben? Give me your kooky fun destroy decks.
Okay. I don't have to build all the. I don't have time to build all the decks. I'm a busy person. I'm just saying.
New genre, damn it.
No, they've printed a lot of destroy cards now. Like we got Firehair, we got Misery. Like there are just more cards than there used to be, and I could believe that there is something fun to do with them that people have.
I have my Gundam deck with Destroyer and stuff. You know what I mean? But it's just like, how far am I off of anybody else's Destroyer? I don't know. I'm a fan of diversifying what any, specific card type can do.
Also,
obviously.
This card is good, right? It only costs 4 energy.
You have 4 energy over 3 turns. for what you're probably getting at least.
You've stolen one power from each other card here to.
Oh yeah, we should double that power. So it's what, like a 416 conservatively?
Yeah,
don't hate
seems that way.
It gives you a nice Cthulhu feel.
Isn't that what Isn't that Doom 2099 just about nowadays? He's what 418 or something now. I don't. They keep changing it. They changed him twice, and he used to be a 420, and that was easy to remember.
I think it's like 15 or 16 now.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I think it's super interesting, super fun. Love to see it. Love to see such a this is a card that would be a big bad if that was still a thing that they did.
Also, I like that it doesn't shuffle any bullshit into your deck.
Yeah.
This game starts in your hand. I like it.
Yeah, it's great. And summoning Dormammu presumably means from anywhere, right?
Summoning from anywhere, I would assume.
You can be in your deck the whole time, and you just play him to the board. It's very cool. Okay. Just a nod to Elixir, who is in the May season, got changed, but we're not going to talk about it. Ben, this is like what we did with Hydra Stomper, where we acknowledged that he changed, but we didn't really talk about it.
I listened back. We did not even mention the change, really.
Okay, acknowledging Elixir changed, but we'll talk about it.
I'll talk about it. It went up to 2. It would have been nuts at 1. Elixir should not have cost 1. Okay, good. They did the right thing.
The ability changed too. It wasn't activate. Now it's an on reveal. But we're not going to talk about Elixir until we're ranking the next month.
Also, it's still too good. Spoiler. Boom. Okay.
It is a very cool card. Jennifer Kale, a 2/2. Activate. Next turn, you get +1 energy. It's activate Psylocke.
Yeah.
Well, I'm into a woman bold enough to name herself after, like, greenery.
But the question is, does Psylocke want to be an activate? I would argue no.
I think in some situations it's better. It's not better for ramping out negative, but this would let you, say, play a 6 cost for 2 turns back to back.
Yes, it would, but there are already a lot of ways to do that. Hope Summers.
Activate's very awkward, though. You have to have her on the field by turn 4. So you activate her on 5 and get the energy on 6. Mm-hmm. Like, that's awkward.
I think this is a clunker. I think this card's going to change.
I think she's one of those Series 4 cards that's just like really narrow.
Maybe,
but like
maybe.
There's sometimes where you're like Psylocke doesn't, you know what I mean? Like you do want to play it early, but like sometimes that's my problem with Psylocke. Sometimes I need to play her because it's turn 2 and what am I saving her for? But I don't have the 4 cost card to play. Yeah, exactly. So like there's probably some situations for specific decks where she might be better than a Psylocke, and I like that, and if she's going to be a cheaper, hopefully, like Series 4 card, I don't mind that little iterative difference with Psylocke as an option.
Yeah. I think she's interesting, and I agree, this is a Series 4 card. Like, maybe she's the event card.
Do you think the Spotlight variant is a Sashir Zameda one?
I really hope so. I didn't realize when I saw this that Jennifer Kale was a white woman in the comics, and that's fine.
She's so cool on Agatha all along. Also, I don't know if you've seen any of her stand-up specials, but she's very funny. I like Sashir Zameda a lot.
No, as soon as I saw this card, I was like, I really hope they do an MCU variant because I want that Jennifer Kale.
I'm sure they will. Like, they've kind of done those for everyone.
Okay.
I don't think I hit that hard enough. She's a very funny comedian. You should check her out. Okay.
I will. Thank you. I don't typically watch comedy. Anyway, I don't like to laugh.
All my favorite comedians got old enough to disappoint me.
Oh dear, that
either
does
human
happen,
beings or comedians or both. You know what I mean? Like, I think part of it is
you gotta pick your heroes carefully.
Okay. Sorry, I don't have to. Feeling. I think the problem is like the comedy I like best is like self-reflective and is inward. And once a comedian gets really successful and they're no longer struggling in life and they're at a power level they haven't been before, then it's like anyway. It's
now they're punching down.
Yeah.
Morgan Le Fay, a 4/5. On reveal, return all your discarded and destroy cards to your hand with +3 power. It sounds hella flashy.
Right? Like good one, Lauren.
It sounds like a big ability.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you were purposely saying hella flashy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Was I?
You said hella flashy. I thought it was very intentional.
As in hella the 6-cost card? No.
Yeah, you were right. Like, we've all been like, we're doing like understatement. We're doing bits here, right? That was like.
It sounds hella flashy.
Honestly,
you even said it right, Lauren.
I just meant the adverb.
Are you telling me you were not doing that on purpose?
No, that is indeed what she is telling you to your very face.
Gaslighting us for sure. She definitely did it on purpose.
If I did, it was subconscious.
I always believe Lauren. Okay. That was well done, though. Yes.
I'm just saying, like, read the ability. You read that and you're like, oh, that's a sick ability. And then you're like, well, what am I discarding or destroying in the first 3 turns of the game?
Hella flashy. Pun supposedly not intended. Yes, very flashy.
Okay, but is it good? I don't know if it's good.
I also don't know if it's good.
Put it with first Ghost Rider. Discard your Iron Man. Bring it back. With 3 power on it. We'll find fun stuff to do with her. Mm-hmm. There's a lot. I just think there's a lot of plenty of good cards for her to be paired with. That should be fun, you know.
I think this reminds me of Wolverine and X-23, where they are discard and destroy, but really you just want to destroy them. And I think she's kind of the opposite. Like, she's a discard or destroy card, but I think mostly she's a discard card.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how many good things are you destroying in the first 3 turns of the game? Most of the best things come right back to your hand. Anyway, like,
that's what I'm saying. Maybe she's starting to give an opportunity for there to be, you know what I mean? Because that is, you always, when you're playing low cost destroy, you are playing like Deadpool. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I pitch something adorable but impractical?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm thinking, what are the fun discard cards that actually count as being discarded at the end, right? And it's Swarm. Pretty much end of list, right? Okay. So discard Swarm. You get your 2 3-cost swarms. It's very boring. But then you bring back a 6-cost swarm, and then you make more of that swarm, and that's or a 6-power swarm rather.
And Blade loves that because
makes 6 power.
Card she returns is surely going to the end of your hand.
It's so nothing. Like, don't build that deck, but just like
that works with Bullseye, and I hate Bullseye. I don't like playing against it.
Vetoed. We can't do that because it's Bullseye.
I guess maybe it does kind of does bump up.
Psychopathic killer.
It does. Plausibility comes knocking when I least expect it. Man, is the Swarm thing real? I don't know. I wouldn't go that far. I still think it sounds highly impractical, but maybe.
Morgan Le Fay, Blade, activate Bullseye. All these things on turn 5. Now you have 4.
It's gonna flood your hand with the crappy 3-power ones, though, right?
6-power swarms.
You really have to get the 3-power ones out of the way.
Play the 3s.
Yeah. Yeah, it might be something. Who knows? This thought happened on the air. I can't. I'm on 3 hours of sleep. I don't know what ideas are good or not.
She's a complicated card. Like, it's hard to think through. What does she go in? I don't think she goes in anything that exists right now. Like,
she's definitely no deck is asking. No deck has been like begging for Morgan Le Fay. Like, this is a horse of a different.
That's what I like about her, though. Like, it's and that's exactly how she should be. Defy all archetypes, Morgan Le Fay. Be your own. I'm into it. That's what I want.
2/9 Black Cat.
Existing decks.
Don't hate that.
Yeah. Oh my! Is that actually? That might be. That's pretty cool. Dang, I like that.
Nicholas
Gotta run,
Hun. 1, 2. After you play a skill, +1 power. Just a little scalar guy.
Yeah,
it'll go in my wizard deck. In fact,
reason for the season. Yeah.
It's gonna be sword and sorceress will be the deck. I'll put in like Thene or something. We'll get some ladies with sword. Cause like, okay, there's this old, I collect it's like a short story anthology. It was called Sword and Sorceress. It's like from the 80s, like into the 90s. We go to like
that may
old bookstores.
In
Marion Zimmer Bradley edited it. Yeah. So whenever I go to old bookstores, I look for like volumes I don't have, but it's like this quest where I can't just like order the books and get them if they even exist to be found. It's like I must them. They're Grail-like. Yes, I must find them in a quest-like manner. And it's just like pulp fantasy that's like just like old, It's it's old style, but I enjoy it. It's fun. Anyway, so yes, back to Nicholas Scratch. I'm all in on the wizardry and the skills. And I want to do it. Let me play let me cast some spells. Okay. Full disclosure.
1/6 with on curve Merlin alone. He's a 1/6. It's good. Okay, full disclosure. Let's hear it.
No, I'll save it. It's so off topic, and I just went off topic, so we'll save it for like outro or something.
Nah. I don't know. I kind of want it now.
Okay, so when I was like in high school and we were passing notes back in class, what me and my friend would do were like wizard duels, where you'd first you'd make a wizard that usually had to be like had a theme, generally elemental in nature, like a fire wizard, and then you'd write out like your attack on the other wizard, and then you'd pass them the note, and then they would like counter it and do your own attack. So you'd write this like story back and forth, like wizard dueling.
That's delightful.
So cool.
That's very fun.
I was pretty cool in high school.
I knew I was right to ask about it.
That's so good. I love that.
Anyway, okay.
Is it kind of like I use magic missile? Well, I use my shield. Well, I use my anti-shield missile. Or was it a little
No, but Lauren, it has to be very descriptive. She raises, she sees the oncoming water ball and it's got to be are you even a wizard dueling if you're not being flashy about it? If your flames are not phoenixes? Rising from the ground, if your water attacks aren't tempest rain, just get into this. You would be great at it, Lauren. I
appreciate that.
Okay.
I think that sounds really fun. Sounds like the sort of thing I did with my siblings growing up, especially in church.
I know about that.
Nightmare, a 2/2. On reveal, replace the text of each card in your hand with that of a random card that costs the same amount. I want to hear your thoughts first.
I mean, I was looking at the card. Who's the you?
Either.
Oh, okay. My thoughts are this is like what? This is like some kind of like a zero Sauron kind of card, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I recognize.
I think that's the only thing you use it with.
Those from a distance, I suppose. I've never built in that,
So the card's power
tradition.
And cost will remain the same, but the text will change.
Yep.
Do a little Nazi apology for Red Skull.
Yeah, that's why I think it's...
Everything's an Emperor Hulkling.
I think it's Sauron stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of love it.
I love it too.
Right, the surprise, your opponent will never be able to see your random bullshit shit, and that's how you and I love to win, Lauren.
That makes me think
they'll never see it coming.
This thing that makes information that your opponent cannot guess or not even account for.
They have no idea what cost the cards are. Yeah,
I think this is going to be. A certain kind of player is going to despise this card, and I think I am that kind of player.
I
love this card. Of course, it's very Cersei-like. Has all the same targets as.
It's very Arishem-like, is what it is.
Yeah, and then also more targets than Sauron, also because InfiNOT, like an Atuma or something like that. There are other cards that have.
Oh, can you imagine
text.
An Ebony Ma Nico?
Yeah,
that would be
Ebony Ma is such a good target.
I love this.
Who's gonna hate this?
This would be so fun.
Safety.
Oh yeah, yes, you're absolutely right.
And he's going to be right to hate this, y'all. This level of unknowable information should not. No,
this card does have a trade-off. It only hits the cards in your hand. So if you want more hits, you have to not play cards and save Nightmare for later. So like, there's some balance there. But
fast fast
still,
decisions.
it's going to be
you can squeeze
really
them in
frustrating
anywhere.
that somebody can. Yeah, it's a 2 cost that lets you play InfiNOT. Like,
yeah.
This part is gross.
I'm gonna it's gonna the people will hate it so much it'll be like Loki, and I'm gonna
Also,
have
like,
so much
it
fun.
lets you play InfiNOT, and also InfiNOT might be Arnim Zola.
Yeah. I'm gonna hate playing against it. We'll have to see whether my joy of playing it outweighs my hatred of the,
I think it sounds so fun.
I hope they think
maybe
better
not
of
fun
this.
to play against. That's fair. Okay. The next card. The Ancient One. A 3/5. On reveal, add a Dao Mandala to your hand. Mandala? I don't know. No, it's Dao. 3/0 Dao Mandala. On reveal, your characters here copy the text of one of your ongoing cards here. Up front, it's a 3/5 card gen. Like, that's it's good. The ability seems really good too.
Yeah.
At first, I thought it was a clip card. Like, of course, I'm going to want to do something and make 3 Wongs, so I have 6 on reveals. Like, that's cool. I can turn my cheap cards into Wongs. Who doesn't like that? But then I thought about Victoria Hand, and I was like, sheesh.
I mean,
I feel like that's what you want it.
What about Miss Marvel, huh?
Yes.
I'm down for it.
I'm trying to think, like, what's a thing that wins multiple lanes? You know, like, honestly, maybe even just pop in Claw. Yeah, it's not quite as spread, but you know.
I was gonna say it's kind of fun that you can give Cap Shield new text, but still move it around. But Cap Shield is ongoing, so you'd be like doing a 50-50 that you're not spreading that text.
Yeah, this is where you want a lot of on reveals that you don't mind turning the text. You know what I mean? You're playing for their on reveal that you're planning to hopefully turn. So you have a couple like ongoing targets.
2 good ongoing targets,
like
maybe a third.
Right. And then the challenge is like, okay, so you're not just building around this one card. Where else do you want the synergy of like on reveal and ongoing kind of stuff? So it would be fun to make them all Wongs and like then do a spectrum, you know, at the end.
Yeah. And then they all get
ongoing deck.
Do 6 times on the spectrum. That lane you won for sure. You've got to do something in the other lanes. It just seems super fun. And good. I mean, even if it's making 3 Goliaths.
I mean,
it costs 3 twice. Yeah,
3 twice. This is a 6
it's
energy
a bit
investment.
awkward. Yeah,
but one of the halves of it is a 3/5, and y'all know I go nuts for 3/5s.
And the other half is a Ravonna card.
Yeah,
Yes, it
it
is.
feels
That's a
Agamotto to
I don't know
me.
if it's
You know,
it's a very important point, but it's a very good point. Whether or not it's important is. I was glad to have it pointed out.
it feels like Agamotto to me in that it's just like a little bit difficult to build around. In that it's like what are you doing with it? Yeah.
It is certainly an interesting card. The Ancient One herself could take on ongoing text, right? A 3/5 with Iron
true.
Man's text.
Yeah, absolutely. Ready to be overwritten.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe this is really good with Cloak. You can like spread around Iron Man's or something.
Ooh, maybe it is. But how? No, I don't.
On turn 5, you play Dao Mandala and Cloak. Now you have 3 Iron Men that you can leave some of them there and some of them move. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. No, that was all. I just needed that explained. Okay. I was like, would that take more turns? It's hard to visualize things sometimes.
It's all good.
Or conceptualize. I don't know words.
Our last card of the season.
I'm fried.
Astral Projection. It's a skill that is 3/0. On reveal, copy the text of an on reveal card in your hand.
Love it.
I don't know what I'm doing with this, but yeah, 3
How do you get this card? We don't know how this happens.
You want to hit
don't know.
Gwenpool with it is what you want.
So my guess is, and this is just my guess, this is the first skill we're getting that can go directly into your deck.
Yuck.
Yep.
Because it's not attached to any other card that's generating it, and it's not attached to the locations. Like the 2 new locations for the season don't say anything about astral projection.
So you could just pop out 2 Doombots. You could just half price Arnim Zola. You could just, I don't know. Those 2 are enough.
Yeah. If you have strong on reveals, for sure.
Wait, I mean,
3-0 leader.
True, but it's like if you're playing a destroy deck, you don't just, you could have a Venom, you could have, it's like.
Yeah, I feel like maybe Lady Deathstrike is a good target for astral projection. Like playing early and just like cutting them down. Dang.
Yeah, stopping all their momentum.
Yeah,
I think I'm thinking this is not about the card itself. This is the concept of having skills in decks. I think it's really funny because currently decks are characters and some pieces of equipment, right? There's like Cerebro and Infinity Stones and Quinjets. But I'm just thinking, like, I'm lining up my army, Captain America Civil War style, against Rhee's army, and she's got her 12 warriors, and I have 11 warriors, and she's like, yo, what's the, you're missing a player, and I'm like, nah, my 12th player is right here. It's something that I know how to do, and it's like as if my other 11, warriors don't have skills of their own. It's funny thematically, like having an entire spot in your deck filled up by a skill, whereas every other skill we've seen so far is attached to a character.
I agree. I prefer it stayed that way.
Me too.
I think so too.
Also, like, there are so many characters they haven't made cards for. Why are we making a card for astral projection and also the thing we're about to talk about? Like,
the concept of astral projection.
No, but like, okay, so we're going to add non-character spells, and also we're just making the Fantastic Four, but again.
Okay, we're talking about that. All right. These are... Every time there's a patch, we get some hints of cards that are coming. You get just their name. No card text, no ability, no art. Or, no, cost and power. Like Jennifer Kale was in the previous patch. We knew she was coming. We just didn't know anything about her. So this patch brought us Herbie and then each of the Fantastic Four. Human Torch, First Steps. Invisible Woman, First Steps, and so forth. Presumably lining up with the movie. It sounds like you hate this, Ben.
Yep.
Also hate this.
What do you think their variant selection is going to be? Going to be a lot of variants for Mr. Fantastic First Steps? You're going to have a lot of options there?
Yeah. Okay. But let me give you why I like it. There's 2 reasons why I like this thing. This is the symbiote Spider-Man.
Is it just because they botched the Fantastic Four so hard the first time? Because I do like that they're taking another stab at it.
Yes, but the expanded version of that thought is, okay, so now we can have recognizable characters at the beginning of the game, but also have them at the end of the game, because there are very few of them that survive that, like Iron Man does, And so I like that aspect of it. I also think it's very comic booky to have multiversal versions of characters.
Yeah, I guess you're fine. You have regular Human Torch and Human Torch First Steps both out there.
It's goofy for sure.
Yeah, the world that symbiote Spider-Man promised us has finally come to pass.
Rocket Raccoon and Groot, I think, is a bad one, for the record. I agree.
Most about it is that the Marvel universe is so giant. People are always creating new characters. There's a million characters.
We don't have Toad yet, y'all.
Yeah, there's so many characters to mine. It's like I don't need if there weren't, then I guess I would be fine with different versions of the few popular characters.
Yeah, we can have astral projection once there's a pyro card. That's my stance. We can add the second set of Fantastic Four after we get Firestar. Like, just
so
give us
many
the characters.
Yeah.
To be fair, we're still mostly getting new characters, right? I don't know.
How about before
Like
you give
you're
us microwaved Fantastic Four leftovers, maybe give us Alpha Flight like the first time?
Yes.
It's like, we don't have to perfectly align with, I know it's because First Steps coming out and they want to all like have all Marvel stuff be First Steps, but it's like, I'm fine if it's just Fantastic Four related. You know what I mean? Give us some Mole Man or something.
Like new characters that are adjacent.
Oh my God, I love Mole Man. You gotta love Mole Man.
Yeah, I think that would be a good solution too.
Give me some
In this
Moloids.
specific case, I think it gives us Fantastic Four that might actually synergize with each other. Whereas the current four do not at all.
Or, maybe they could just...
Maybe they could be a weird thing where you have to, they have to all four be in the deck together. You know what I mean? Like they're a commitment of 4 cards already. Then I would hate it less. Like, yeah, you can't play one without playing all of them. I would be into that.
I also saw the idea that they might be like a high Evo situation where like there's some card you can put in your deck
that turns them into First Step.
Yeah, but that doesn't sound like a way to make a lot of money. But I think that that's an interesting way to solve the problem, especially the variant problem.
Do that,
please. Okay, at the very end, just a small note: there were only 9 titles in this patch, so I don't think we're going to be playing Title Tussle 6, even a short version, because the titles weren't very interesting. Maybe next patch. On to our side quests. Secret homework this week assigned by Ree.
Okay. So my homework assignment was to suggest a couch co-op game, bonus points if it's for 4 players. And for my own, I would bring to you a game called Moon Hunters. It's by Kit Fox Games, and it is indeed up to 4 players. You can play with 1 player, but it's really much fun with like 2 or more. It's by Kit Fox Games. It came out in 2016. I pulled it up to look. I didn't know when it came out, but it's one of those games. The art style is pixel, but it does one of those things that we all want out of games that are nostalgic and retro, which is to not actually be like those old games, but just like our memory of those old games, like how they made us feel. That's what we really want, not like what they were actually like. And so it does that good job of you're playing so it's almost a roguelike. So the idea is you pick characters based on classes, you separate out by colors or whatever. And you can be like a druid, or like fighter classes, that kind of thing. And the world's going to end in like a certain number of days. And like, what's your goal? Presumably to stop it. Like, you don't know. There's this whole kind of like rich world and mythology kind of in it that you're slowly exploring and you're leveling up. So it's like a side scroller, where you're doing little like A-B whatever attacks. And you're going on this, map that's almost like, like Mario connected, where you like go onto the map to then go into that level. And you level up your character and stuff. And then when you reach the end, your character becomes a constellation in the sky. And you like kind of permabuff, in the roguelike style of way. So that when your next characters start out, and you can collect new classes and stuff. Like there's a bard class you can collect. And they actually gave it, like most of the characters have skills and you can upgrade them and gain new skills. And the bard has like, I don't know, fucking 50 songs. And I'm like, oh shit, like going through and they all do different stuff. So, it's complicated. And each night you rest at the fire and you can decide if you like gaze into the stars or like random events happen. And it's such a fun journey. And it's procedurally generated. So the map is not the same every time, but there's general things like generally to the southwest, there's, X number of stuff. So you're exploring, you're trying to solve the mystery of what's going on and prevent the end of the world. And it's such a fun journey to do with like friends, and family. And
have you played it with 3 or 4 players?
Yes, I have. So I mostly played it. The most I played it, I think, was with 1 friend and just 2. But I have had several sessions of like 4 players, like going through, and it's more like when a couple people came in to just add into.
Yeah, I've had this on like my wish list since it was in Kickstarter. Like I've had my eye on this as an interesting game. I think it's something that I would like to play with my fiance and kid, but I've never pulled the trigger on it.
I think it sounds like the most. I would let me know if the three of you end up getting that and playing it. But that's kind of like the perfect thing of it.
Yeah, that sounds fun. It's nice to hear like a positive like I played Boyfriend Dungeon by Kip Fox Games, which is very fun.
That's been on my list. I'm like, that seems fun.
It's like a dating sim, but also dungeon crawling.
I've never played a dating sim, and I don't think I would like them, but like this just cracked me up. I figured I'd enjoy it.
I like dating sims with twists, and this one's like you're dating your weapons. It's great.
Your mad fun looking. Crossbow. Okay.
I had a very long list. I love couch co-op. It's something that is like, that's why I'm a Nintendo girly. It's why I never switched over to PC gaming when all my other friends were into it. And so I have a very long list, but you wanted something like Lovers in a Dangerous Spacetime. And I think the closest is Heave Ho. This is a game where you are a little character who has a left arm and a right arm, and that's it. And you control them together, and like your left shoulder button grips with the left hand, your right one grips with the right hand. So it's a little awkward. It's a little like, Quap or Octodad or whatever, where part of it is like, it's a little tricky to control your character. But it's really fun to play 4-player. You can either play competitively, which is fine, or you can play cooperatively where you're trying to like or you're trying to get to the end of the level, you're trying to collect coins. So you're platforming. But like, one of the like central mechanics you'll do is you'll have one person holding on to the level, and then they're holding hands with the next person, who's holding hands with the next person, who's holding hands with the next person, and you're swinging, and then the one person lets go, and the person on the other end of the chain has to grab the level on the other side of the gap. And so it's like very coordinated. You need to plan out what you're doing, and it starts small. And, where most levels you can beat on your own. And then it picks up where like you can really, you need to cooperate, especially to get the coins. It has some mechanics that make it friendly. Like if one player is just a lot better than the others, if they get to the end goal, they can grab a balloon that lets them they can go fly back through the level and pick up players to grab onto the balloon. And it's a little unwieldy, but anyway, I think it's fun. And I think it's definitely something that you could enjoy a little inebriated, which also sounded like bonus points. Other ones that obviously came to mind was Overcooked. I don't know if you've tried that. That might also just be frustrating, but you're running a kitchen together.
Yeah, I can get it's hilarious.
Overcooked is incompatible with my personality and maybe also my colorblindness, as I recall. I don't know.
Oh no.
I don't remember if that was part of my beef with Overcooked. Wordplay. But I did not care for that game much.
I have so many more. I can send you the list afterwards, Ree, but I want to mention one more. So I get 2 mentions on the show, or 3 mentions on the show. Towerfall Ascension. This was an Ouya launch game. I don't know if you remember what Ouya was. It used to be exclusive.
Yeah, I was hype about that.
Now you can get it on Switch or PC. Okay. It is, the versus and the co-op are both phenomenal. And the single player time, honestly, the entire game is phenomenal. It's by the lady who made Celeste. And it's got a lot of Smash Melee inspiration. But anyway, you're archers. You're shooting each other. Everything dies in one hit. But you can do the air dodge to grab an arrow that's flying at you. And then all of a sudden it's in your inventory. And it shows your inventory of arrows above your character's head at all times. And so it's usually very narrow. It's like you're holding 1 to 5 arrows at a time. So you could try to burst somebody, but then all of a sudden you have no arrows and you either have to go around the map or you have to wait for somebody to shoot an arrow at you and you have to catch it. So it's incredibly fun. It has the multiplayer mode has all kinds of zany things items and stage hazards and stuff like that. And then the cooperative mode, there's a full 2-player story and a full 4-player story, where you're playing against monsters. Cool. But anyway, it is an extremely fun game. I think on Switch it supports 6 players.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. That's quite a few.
Okay, Ben.
All right. I had to think about it pretty hard. I didn't actually. I went with the first thing that popped into my head, which was, but there were so many honorable mentions that I will honorably mention at least one, maybe two. Lord of the Rings: Return of the King for the PlayStation 2, pretty cool. That's not the one I'm gonna do, but pretty fun time. I played it several years later. It was still pretty fun. Pretty fun to play with a friend. Go in there, Legolas and Gimli, just fucking them Uruk-hai and orcs and all those fools up. I think really there are only like Uruk-hai in a couple levels. I think mostly you encounter the Uruk-hai when you play as hobbits, but maybe in the Gandalf missions. I think there's some Uruk-hai because I think you to Isengard. All right, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't telling anything false about this very fun game, but it's very fun. Gandalf's the best character. He's got a very good shield. Sure. It's a pretty cool.
Always
cool
true. Gandalf in any situation at all times.
No, that's the thing about wizards. They're never early nor are they late. But the game that I did decide to go with, this is not an honorable mention. This is the true mention. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate. It's a roguelike Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game that originally came out for iOS, I believe. I played it after it was ported to Switch because we have a Switch in our home. I don't really play with it much, but I played this one because guess what? It's basically just kind of mediocre co-op Hades. But guess what? The thing about Hades is mediocre knockoffs are still very fun. The formula is good. The recipe is strong. Okay. So this also, there's a lot of stuff to like about this game. It's got some charms. It's a little bit buggy, and there are some things about it. Some things aren't perfectly balanced, although I think there have been balanced patches. Also, there's a new DLC out that I haven't played, so like I'm looking forward to jumping back into that. But it's a real fun game. Some of the music's cool. The turtles play a little different. You know, I've got I don't know their names. I'm not culturally a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles person. Like, you know, like I just wasn't raised in a Turtles family. That's just, I don't know. I guess they're all named after.
You don't know the Turtles names?
I don't know which one is which.
Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael.
I can list the four of them. I just don't know which one's which.
I'm very disappointed.
You don't even know which turtle you would be?
I was not raised in a Turtles family. I was
allowed to watch Turtles because it was considered too violent, even though I was allowed to watch Power Rangers. So I don't know.
I know. Same policy in my household. Doesn't make a lot of sense, does it?
They were using to judge, but that only made them cooler. The violence
in Power Rangers is, however, somehow more cartoonish than the cartoon violence that I've seen in a lot of cartoons. Somehow it looks less like real violence than animated stuff.
All you gotta do is bop them in their middle button, and they disappear.
Yep. Those putties little, yep. Yeah, it's a whole thing. We could go deep on Power Rangers if you ever want. But not today. No. So I guess I've said most of what there was to say after, I guess, this devastating betrayal that I don't know which turtles are which. I mean, like, one of them has Sai, one of them's got a bow staff, one of them's got a katana.
It'd probably be a Leonardo. What do you think?
One of them's got nunchaku. I don't know. I like the one with the bow staff. I like the one with the katana. Yeah. I like the one with the nunchaku. Right. The one with the sai. He's my least favorite to play as. But I guess I know Bebop and Rocksteady.
That's good.
Doesn't that count for
Classic
anything
enemies
anymore?
In the video game? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was not raised in a Turtles family, but I did play Turtles in Time socially at a sleepover or two. Pretty fun game.
Yeah.
All right. But I told you all about Splintered Fate, and it's a pretty fun time. It Hades is pretty good at being Hades. If you're by yourself, you should probably just play Hades. But if you have a friend and you wanted to do roguelike stuff together, do it. Turtles, it's fun. If you like the Turtles, especially Rescue Master Splinter. He's been kidnapped or something. I don't know. The plot's not exactly front and center. There's not even a cutscene of Splinter getting kidnapped. You just like, you start the game and it's like, oh no, Splinter's been kidnapped. You don't even see this school get snatched. It's like, it really is just like, it's for the gameplay and it's fun.
Yeah. That's what matters most.
Yeah.
I've played so much Castle Crashers. Sorry, I saw your list.
I love Castle Crashers. Yeah, I played the fuck out of it.
Castle Crashers is very fun. I like Castle Crashers. Oh, but now do I have to tell you about next week's secret homework?
You gotta assign next week's homework.
All right. So I feel like for some reason this what if season, I mean, like, it is because, like, you know, the things are in the patches like 2 months out, but like I feel like we've been talking about what if stuff, and I guess the show came out too. So maybe there are multiple reasons that we've been talking about a lot of what if stuff, and for some reason always seems appropriate and fitting that I should make the secret homework about a what if thing, because what if is apparently the only topic of interest to anyone ever.
I like speculating.
Leave the bag alone, buddy. Okay. All right. Anyway, so what if I didn't assign a secret homework that was about a what if thing? What if I followed Ree's lead and just solicited some recommendations? So there are a lot of movies out there. I haven't seen all of them. It came up recently that I haven't seen E.T., the extraterrestrial, at least not as an adult who remembers seeing it. I don't really know what happens in that movie.
As adult either.
I think he's got a finger. There may have been some Reese's Pieces.
Here's the finger. Yes.
I've only seen it because I've shown it to my kid. It's the only reason I've seen it as an adult.
Bicycles fly.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah, you're on the right track.
Yes. Amblin.
He wants to phone home.
Yep. End of ET knowledge list. So I'm just saying, like, what's a movie you wish I'd seen? And
how will we know if you've
listeners,
seen
you
it or
can't play
not?
along. I mean, you can ask me if I've seen.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not going to make myself available to. I don't have a letterbox. You can't find out what I have or have not seen.
Recommend a movie.
This one's just for my co-host.
An obscure movie?
And just not an obscure movie. A movie I haven't seen. So check with me.
Okay.
We'll be in contact throughout the week. But
this is cool. This will give me a
watch
chance
a movie.
to watch something. All right, I'm into it.
And if you can tie
I love making
to
people
Marvel
watch
Snap
things.
or something tangentially, just like anything in there.
No, sorry. Go
also,
ahead.
would you like to know about my alternate homework assignment if you think this one is too silly?
No, this is great. Here's how it is though, Ben. Because it used to be when I was younger, I'd see something I love. And also, to be fair, there were fewer things I loved that when I was younger because there were just fewer things. But like I would see it and I'd go to my friends and I'm like, watch it. So we could talk about it. Have you seen it? It's so good. You'll love it. And then like when you get older, you just realize it's like, no, just throw it on your pile. I get it. We all busy. We don't have time to watch all the stuff. I'm just saying this is a good thing. And we like it, and when you watch, we'll talk about it. If you're doing this, and then you have to watch the movies we give you. And I personally will delight in the ability to robot chicken style tape someone's eyelids open and force them to watch something. I don't even care what it is. I just delight from the opportunity to do it after so politely.
I am making myself
being polite about my recommendations.
Available. Shove this whatever movie, just shove it down my throat, and it's got to be on. No,
into your eyeballs, preferably.
I'm not going to pirate it. I will only watch this movie legally on one of the streaming services that I have.
Okay.
So
also, there's libraries.
Tell us which ones you have.
Just saying.
The streaming services that are currently on the menu. Let's say Netflix, Disney Plus / Hulu, Peacock. I think I'm going to keep that for about 5 more minutes. So get in while you can with those Peacock recs.
I don't have it.
I already said Netflix,
Yeah,
I
Max.
assume. Yes, I do currently have access to Max, although it's a little bit of a pain in the butt. I think that's it.
My first choice would be on Max. So,
all right. Well,
I have to
next
find out
week
if
I'm
you've
going to
seen
find
it.
out. What was that?
You're going to find out sooner because I have to ask if you've seen it.
Oh, true. Yes, that's right.
Okay, wait. What if we assign these early and then on the podcast we can talk about having seen them?
Yeah, because we've all seen them.
Ooh.
I'll rewatch whatever I assign.
How about we talk about it the next week? I don't know. How about we figure it out off the air is what we do.
2-week homework extended for the first time.
I do like that.
Well, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, if you liked what you heard, tune in next week. I'm skipping ahead. If you liked what you heard, like, comment, subscribe, etc., review, whatever. You can listen to us on YouTube or on your podcast app. Just, if you want to mix it up, just, leave us comments on YouTube or Spotify. We love them. Or come hang out in our Discord, which is actually the Snap Judgments League Discord that we've kind of glommed onto with our own little corner called the Speakeasy. There are instructions to get there if you check out the video description or show notes. We're part of the Snap Judgments Network, where you can listen to great shows like the InfiNOT podcast, which is done by Kier Nimbus, releases on Saturdays, and is short and sweet with a casual slant. If you want to hear your news, if you want to get your Snap news in 20 minutes instead of 2.5 hours, or in addition to 2.5 hours, check out the InfiNOT podcast. Next week, what are we doing next week? There's a new card coming. Kahori, I'm so excited. The third of the Powerbuff Girls. If you want to hear what we think about her, tune in next week. Same Snap time, same Snap channel.
Yeah. So I meant to tell y'all about this alternate secret homework that probably maybe is better. I don't know. It's also a little more what if themed, but
always save it for later, but let's hear it.
What if there are these nexus events, these canon moments or whatever that just they have to happen, right? And so let's say that the canon event is that the three of us all host a podcast together, but the what if of it all is what if it was about something that wasn't Marvel Snap? So what would it be about?
Yeah.
All right.
Even the Marvel Snap
that was my alternate assignment, and you know what? And then I was thinking we could do an episode of that and hide it on the hypothetical Patreon with my embarrassing story of vomit.
That's
I want to create bumpers for it. Okay, sorry.
It's a really fun idea to make an imaginary podcast, but then actually make an episode of it.
My comic corner would be metal, and it would be backed, boarded, brr, brr, brr. Please comic corner. Okay. It's metal though. You have to imagine there's in the bumper.
I'm imagining it. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Why is that only in the alternate universe? That's not in our universe.
Yeah, I'm not great at it. Achieving things for this podcast, only hypothetically.